forward to this next game. Plenty of interest from the locals because we are in Mount Maunganui and it is now the time of Mount Maunganui Intermediate. Now, there is a bit of a jersey clash here. So, it was probably the easiest way of saying that Glenavon, the school that they're, or Glenavon, the school that they're taking on, the green with the blue shoulders. And they are spread out across the park at the moment as Mount Maunganui, who are now spreading themselves out. So, Glenavon School against Mount Maunganui, day 4 of the 2019 Ames Games. This is the boys' sevens. Joining me in commentary, an icon of New Zealand rugby, New Zealand women's sevens, of course, Portia Woodman. Portia, we just saw one amazing game of rugby between Onifedo and Howick with some moments of individual brilliance. Let's hope for more, because it is a wonderful exhibition of sevens, isn't it?
Oh, it surely is. You know, to know that these kids are our future All Blacks and Black Ferns, I think it's in good hands. I think the awareness and the knowledge that these kids are showing out on this field is incredible, and I know for sure I did not have this when I was growing up, so they're extremely lucky to have this experience.
So just waiting for the hooter to get this game underway. 7 minutes each way, 2-minute half-time break. Player is sent from the field with the yellow card. It'll be 2 minutes. Same rules that we see at the senior level. Again, just looking at the two sides, it's hard to get a gauge on the physicality. Looks relatively even. Both sides got a couple of smaller players. Both sides have a couple of taller players. Big, tall, ranging figure here in the number 7 for Glenavon is Joshua Peteru. So not just the players are a little bit nervous, but I'd imagine the coaching staff as well. Just trying to maintain their emotions. A beautiful day at Blake Park. It's a wonderful part of the world, Mount Maunganui. As we now get the hooter, and it will be Glenavon who will get things underway. Doesn't go the 10 metres though from the kick-off. And so they decide, shouldn't have played at that Mount Maunganui, probably maybe wanted to go back to halfway. So just a little bit of inexperience there from number 24 for Mount Maunganui. Mason Verster. Mount Maunganui do get the throw in to the line out. Held up though. They get there. And so it's Mount Maunganui. First opportunity to attack and test the defence of Glenavon, and the little chip through, just trying to turn this defence around. It could work and could work out beautifully for them. Gets a good bounce, great fend. But good defence coming across from Glenavon. Remember, Glenavon got the blue shoulders and the green jersey. Mount Maunganui predominantly green, with white numbers. So we knock on, a little bit of an error. And so Glenavon will have their first attacking opportunity of this must-win match.
What I enjoyed there is that, you know, they're testing the waters, seeing what Mount Maunganui are testing the waters of Glenavon and just seeing what they can do with the kick through.
Now they'll look to come across here, Glenavon, looking to use this big, tall, ranging figure that we mentioned earlier. Their number 7, Joshua Peteru. But a quick turnover, and that turnover is the first points to Mount Maunganui. Leo Fucha scores the try, and it is Mount Maunganui who lead 5-0 early on in this first half.
I think we'll be saying it all day, and like you say, the skill set still, you know, the players are still learning. Comes from a turnover ball, from a loose pass, loose catch. But Leo just jumps on the ball and runs through.
Well, conversion unsuccessful. And then taking the kicks for Mount Maunganui. Number 20, Harry Burns. So somewhat against the run of play there. I'm not sure that Glenavon will be too panicked at the moment. But they'll not want to concede the next try. So from the kick-off, Glenavon looking to go down the left-hand side. Beats one, beats two. Individual brilliance will go the whole way. 5-0 quickly becomes 5-all. Individual brilliance from the number 7, Joshua Peteru. We talked about him before the kick-off. Big, tall, ranging figure, and just simply too much power, too much speed.
Absolutely amazing try there. Glenavon did really well to hold on to that ball from the kick-off. Unusually, I've found that teams are kicking down to the middle of the field. You know, as you get through the higher ranks, I guess you kick towards to a side so that you can get it back, but this worked out on Glenavon's side. And for Joshua there, he's just too tall. Awesome effort.
So, kick-off back underway. So, what can Mount Maunganui do? They trail by 2 points, 7-5. Big, long cut-out pass. It's effective this time. Risky, high-risk rugby, high-risk sevens. They've got speed. Have they got enough speed out wide? Great little step. Coming back into play. Number 24, which is, we've talked about him already, Mason Verster. Finds the pass. Is it a straight drag race? It is. Good defence, though. Glenavon. For Mount Maunganui. Fine players. Knock-on comes, though. It is advantage. So Glenavon turning defence now into attack. It's a one-on-one situation. Looks to try and break down that left-hand side, but wrapped up in a good tackle. Referee says, though, tackle high will take the penalty. And quickly, they tap it. Bring play back into the middle of the park. But Mount Maunganui, good scrambling defence, up nice and flat. Glenavon don't have a lot of options. They decide now to straighten it up. We've already seen this man score one try. Will he score a second? Can they stop him? No, they can't. Well, we're pretty quickly realising that if Mount Maunganui want to win this game, they need to be able to stop Joshua Peteru, because he is a one-man demolition wrecking ball at the moment, and very much the difference between the two sides.
Joshua Peteru, you know, you've said it before, he's a big boy, big, powerful, strong, fast as.
We don't seem to see, you know, we're not seeing these teams that don't have a lot of sweepers in behind, are they? And I just wonder whether maybe they just need to just maybe drop a player back. But then with the way that this game's going, I mean, do you drop a player back with some speed to do the cover tackling? But turnovers can happen so quickly. You want those players also on attack. So you've got some real questions they're going to be asking themselves, Mount Maunganui, because it is Glenavon at the moment who have the lead. 2 tries to 1. And now, good play. Running away from his support. Gives a little show and glow. Needs to get numbers there. Penalty referee coming here. In fact, says high tackle. So Glenavon did everything right in terms of the tackle ball area, in terms of the ruck. But unfortunately, it was the tackle that was too high. So number 24 looking to try and get some things going. Mason Verster. Marley Eggerson wearing the number 22, getting himself involved. Referee says not knocking, comes off the knees. Now this young man with plenty of speed needs to try and come back inside. He does. Glenavon, good defence. Coming up flat, but coming up in one line. And now the overlap. Cuts back on the inside, breaks the tackle, gets away, and Mount Maunganui will score their second try. Well, we talk about moments, we talk about missed tackles, and that has brought Mount Maunganui right back into this game. A little bit of individual brilliance from Leo Fucha for Mount Maunganui. The conversion is successful, and we're tied up at 12 points to all.
That all started from the player Marley Igasan. You know, he has the vision to run at his winger, run at the opposition winger, draw and pass to Leo. and then they do some brilliant play back there.
Field 1, Rotorua and Maunganui. Field 2, Sacred Heart, Suffolk and Waimama. Field 3, Ngatia and Pukekohe. And Field 4, Highlands, Plain, Makoia.
Set for a start in the second half in this enthralling encounter between Glenavon School and Mount Maunganui Intermediate. Glenavon playing in the green with the blue shoulders. Mount Maunganui in predominantly green with white numbers is probably the best way of trying to differentiate the two sides. Not ideal, but hey, let's be honest, schools don't really have a budget these days for home and away kit, do they? And so we are back underway. Mount Maunganui with the kick, but referee says come back, offside. Some people might argue that's a little bit of pedantic refereeing, but it's better to learn those lessons at this age so that when you get through the ranks, you're not making those sort of basic fundamental errors, particularly if you do get yourself to something like an Olympic Games where the percentages are so small. As we see Glenavon now coming down the left-hand side through one of their big ball runners. Lovely little ankle tap though. It could have been all over. So we've seen number 7 for Glenavon, outstanding talent, and Joshua Peteru, and number 5 also in Vincent Tupu. They come back down. So number 2 is Siosi Latu. So Latu finds his fellow teammate, and Latu now with the ball again. Not really going forward though, and little handling error, unforced error. Coach will be frustrated. So much good work done, Portia Woodman, and then just the hands let you down.
Yeah, just a simple get your hands up really, but always being aware of where the ball is and expecting it whenever you're not really close to it, but just always expecting.
Yeah, and I think with sevens too, where there can be a little bit more trickery, just expect the unexpected.
Yeah.
Always, wherever you are on the park, just think the next pass could go in my hands.
Yeah.
Quick tap, goes straight up the middle, the number 22. Beats 1, beats 2, decides to come out though. Hand in there, knocks it on. Referee will come back, I think. No, he says play on. So Mount Maunganui hot on attack, but once again, the big rangy number 7. We talked about it for Glenavon. He has really been the point of difference, and Joshua Peteru will score underneath the posts. And that is his 3rd try of the match.
What a brilliant individual effort. Joshua Peteru, he's been an outstanding player this whole game. I think Glenavon are doing really well is when they get the ball, they really use it and utilise it. I think Mount Maunganui probably just needs to hold on to possession, hold on to the ball and spread it. You know, keep it away from players, from the bigger boys, make them run around a bit more.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to be maybe just a little bit too helter-skelter. You're right, just maybe 1 or 2 more phases before they look to try and just go left or go right. Just draw a few more defenders in. I think they've certainly got the playmakers, they've certainly got the ability. We've seen some really good ball running coming from Mount Maunganui, particularly likes of Mason Versa, who's been outstanding wearing the number 24. And this is a chance. Beats 1, beats 2, looks got a runner on the outside, decides to go on the outside, steps back in again. Beats 2 more defenders before he decides to go wide. Versta, 23. Again, little turnover at the wrong time. And here come Glenavon. Needs some support though, and finds it. Now look to straighten up Glenavon. Turnover, referee says knock on, we'll come back, we'll play the scrum. Advantage Glenavon. It's going to make for a wonderful day of finals days tomorrow, and we will bring you that final live. Been seeing some really good schools so far in this boys' competition. Tara out of Wellington impressed me. We saw an Oni Whetau team that just size-wise didn't look like they'd have much chance, but skill was just incredible. This side here, through a couple of individuals, another quality side. Good run coming from number 1 for Glenavon, which was Joshua Falau. But good turnover now. Mount Maunganui, is this the moment for them? We talk about moments in life, moments in sport. Is this one of them? They're going to need to get the ball out. Comes now. But Glenavon up quickly. Went for the intercept, missed it. And now the overlap. A pure foot race. Mount Maunganui will go the length of the field and score underneath the posts.
What a brilliant try to Mount Maunganui. They've gone, what is that, nearly 60 metres, 70 metres down from their try line.
Well, it was a long cutout pass, wasn't it, that set it up initially, and we saw the runner from Glenavon looking for the intercept, and again, the intercept was on, and I think it was intuitive to go for it, but didn't quite go to hand, and therefore the pass was effective. That created the overlap, and it was all over. He's got an injury down here, one of the players from Glenavon. In fact, it's one of the Mount Maunganui players, is it? My apologies. Getting confused with the jerseys myself. As we've got later into the day, the competition has become a lot closer. Smaller margins for error. And Big Breeze just suddenly sneaks up behind this Mount Maunganui team, and they'll come all the way back for the scrum. And we have just noticed just that wind starting to pick up. Portia Woodman, you've played on this ground a lot. Hasn't been a big factor today, but maybe just starting to play its hand.
Yeah, no, this field's usually quite sheltered, but every now and then you get a big gust of wind and it can take over. But unfortunately, I think that was a good option for Mount Maunganui, just didn't quite stop before the line. Now giving Glenavon a good option here with a free kick at halfway.
So a quick play, Glenavon. Well, they know who their playmaker is, and they just need to probably try and get it out to their number 7, who has just dominated this match, Joshua Peteru. Every time he's got the ball, he's woven some magic, but Mount Maunganui got a chance to snatch this one. So what can they do from the quick tap? Well, they decide to come out to their right-hand side, drawing the Glenavon defence. Now looking to bring it back in through Verta. Not back the 10. So referee playing advantage. And quick tap. So Mount Maunganui looking to try and draw their players in. Glenavon though managed the turnover. Now Mount Maunganui though. Oh, big hit, big hit. What does the referee say here? Was that high? Was it just a big hit or was it high? Coach is saying have a shot. Number 4 for Mount Maunganui could just snatch this one. Referee says try, and Mount Maunganui will take the victory. Try scorer was Joshua Innes, number 4.
What a brilliant try. I love that. Glenavon giving it the absolute all on defence. That big tackle from number 2 from Glenavon. Siaosi. Unfortunate.
And it is all over. So wonderful performance from the home side. Mount Maunganui getting it done in the last minute to beat Glenavon School. in a very good display of sevens rugby from both sides.